couldn't relate to being better than them as something, or and the numbers
Mm-hmm.
showed it. So they tried to make somebody boss them that had no numbers. They didn't even know what to do. And so when it came time, when that person said, "Oh, okay, that's how y'all doing it," well, I'm done. You got it. Now you just got a machine there because this person can't run it. They ain't never ran a machine in their life. They just they out of college get an engineering degree. And they finding out now the degree don't mean shit in real life. You find out that
Mm-hmm.
degree don't mean nothing. There are way too many variables. Way too many variables. So whatever you learn in engineering class, throw that shit out the window. Way too many variables. They didn't tell you about old oil. They didn't tell you about busted sprockets. They didn't tell you that this machine is 20 years old either. They
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
tell you all the altered alternations that they had to make, how they had to alter it just to keep it running. So all those little things that left with the experience. Now you
I
try to
get you.
run a machine the way the book go, and look, they done altered the machine so much that they didn't write it in the book. So now you trying to use the machine for a book.
Look,
The
I
book
can't wait. I can't wait till the machine go rogue. When it go rogue, then they ass trouble.
well, it probably
I'm
wouldn't go rogue because it knows what it depends. Machines ain't that. They just do what they're told. So if it the only way it'll go rogue is if it's told to. That's how they operate. That's how cars operate. They're only and if they glitch up, that's because it was told to glitch up. If there was a miscommunication. When you see them Teslas messing up, there was a miscommunication. It was told to do that. Accelerate and turn to the
get
right
you a
and do your.
signal jammer. Get you a
Yep.
signal jammer. Gotta get you a signal jammer. That's all I'm gonna say.
But if y'all think that, uh, man, I'm gonna say this again. If you don't think that when the Savior come back and run this world for 1,000 years, everything ain't gonna be automated. The best thing about automation and working for machines with the absence of money is that we can actually be with our family and be with the people we like on a constant basis, and we can let the world work for us and us instead of us working for the world. But y'all don't hear me though.
Well, shit,
The world was
it
man
was
was supposed
already
to take
it,
care of
it
it, but
was
it was here to take care of man too because you can't have one without the other.
yeah, we were supposed to be in unison, but now they weaponizing it. They're
Yeah,
trying to make it for profit. And that's where the greed is where it gets, blurry, because that's not
I'm
where
gonna
it was
tell
supposed to be intended.
when I don't trust people, I tell people right off top, I'm not going to hell with you. If I'm gonna go to hell, I'm going to hell on my own accord. I'm not going to hell because you said it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna follow you, bitch. No.
Right. I'm not going
Yeah,
to hell because you said it. That's stupid.
cause you said it was okay.
Yeah,
No.
no. I can read for myself because sometimes you be reading. I found that you can't read.
Right.
All you got to do to me one time is that you can't read, and you ain't
Motherfucker,
ever
yeah.
gotta worry about me.
Yeah, you can
And
fuck up, you can fuck up a word, reading the damn sentence. Bitch, I'm not following your ass. I'm not following your ass. Bitch. I'm following you, but I'm not following you. You
I'm
feel me?
not.
Like, you understand? You feel me? You feel me? Just because,
Yeah. And I'm gonna
but
tell you something. The one thing I love about God is He'll put you in the position to see somebody claim that they love Him, claim that they know, and He'll baffle their mind and make them say some of the most awkwardest stuff. And it should tell whoever listening, run. Especially when they gotta come back and say, I was wrong.
right.
What you up there teaching for?
Mm-hmm.
You don't never go into a lesson not knowing what it's about.
Right.
The most dangerous people on this earth are people that are teaching people stuff that they were taught that they don't know is harm.
Mm,
The worst person in the world is the person that teaches you the wrong thing on purpose.
That's why
The
you got.
next
mm,
most dangerous person in the world is the fool who learned that stuff and continues to teach it because he
That's why
don't know.
mm,
you got so much disbelief in other stuff that's going on around in history and the world because everybody teaching something different. You know what I
Right.
mean? Everybody is
all
on.
But
these beliefs.
It's
but the
not your.
Bible says true. I ask people all the time. I say, why ain't nobody in church preaching we ought to leave this wicked land? Because in Revelation it said that this country it was gonna be judged and whatever whoever's here when it gets judged, you're gonna get exactly what it's supposed to get.
Mm.
Mm,
See
good point.
the way immigration moved, ICE moved and deported people, that might have been a blessing for them.
Hell yeah.
Because when this
Uh,
nation judge, but ain't no preacher saying, y'all, we gotta leave. You know why? Because they worship their stuff. They worship their house. They worship their cars. They can't give up this stuff.
they
They've been
worship
seeing
their
you make
citizen. They worship their citizenship.
right. Which
They,
entitle means
they
I'm
worship.
worshiping myself. So when you get there and he says, depart from me, I never knew you, you'll understand why.
Mm,
Ain't nobody talking about getting out of this country but me. Didn't Hazy say, if it's so bad here, why don't you leave? And I say, well, I would, but they got these things called passports and citizenship, and they won't turn me loose.
yeah.
If I was such a bad person in this country and all the laws you made and
You
what
have
you told people about me is all I do is sell dope, this, that, and other. When I got ready to go, how come you gonna let me go?
you have to check in every 6 months, even when you're overseas.
Right. Think about it, shit. If you was such a bad, just such a bad person, how come you just don't let a person go when they want to go if they that bad?
Hey, did you hear? Did you hear that they talking about deporting motherfuckers again? I'm like, oh, if you're a criminal or some shit, they gonna deport you or
Hey,
some
like
shit.
I said, that might be a
That
blessing
might
for them.
be, hey, bitch, don't deport me, car. Send me to Jamaica, car.
That's how I know they don't really believe the revelation is here. They don't believe the Antichrist. They don't believe none of that.
They don't believe nothing. They don't believe nothing.
Shit, they don't believe what you believe in. If you
Everybody believe different stuff.
Mhm. They believe what
But
you
you do have some people that's like minded that believe the same thing that you believe. You feel me? You just gotta find those people because you ain't alone. Yeah, I think I done perfected my blood rolling skills. I'm gonna give myself an A on this shit.
There's a lot
So
of there's a
yeah,
lot of
Kodak Black done got arrested again. This nigga here crazy.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. He got arrested in Pompano. So you know what I mean. And he probably in Fort Lauderdale jail.
When he get arrested
Yeah.
for not being where he's not supposed to be,
Who?
all that black.
Nah, they
I
just gonna keep on
mean,
arresting them
they
because
they
they
you
know
know
they know how to
they
play
gonna
the
keep
game.
fucking with him, bro. You know they gonna keep fucking with him, cause
But
bro,
he won't leave.
he just got out of jail. You feel me? Now he just went back to jail. So you think he gonna
Yeah.
and he just bonded out. So you think they finna let him bond out again? No.
Well, he gotta leave. I would have left. If you know certain times you gotta go. You can't stay where you at.
I'm gonna go still in this
You
state.
gotta
I would have
go.
left the whole
You can't
state.
set up.
He got caught up in Orlando. That nigga went to Pompano when got arrested. Hell no, I would have left.
Is it worse over there?
Orlando's not that
Pompano,
bad.
Orlando ain't that bad, but Pompano ain't that good. It's just, I
Okay.
mean, it's gentrified and all that shit, but bro, that shit still like, yeah, that shit still go down. You feel me?
Yeah, I've been to Oviedo and then I just stopped by Orlando. I didn't really, and I'm gonna tell you, Oviedo was like Florida reminded me of Texas because I thought it was gonna be more like a California type of deal. When I went over there, I thought it was gonna be like the East West Coast, but man, them people in
You know
Florida
what
were
you need to,
great.
you know where you need
They
to go in
were
Florida?
racist. They
Go
were
to
Texas. I went in a
go to
bookstore,
Tampa.
literally, and they were surprised that I could actually read.
Hmm?
That's some racist shit. That's some racist shit.
Yeah, for real.
It's crazy.
Oviedo, Florida.
You know the crazy thing though, right? Majority of right now is they kids that have that type of problem. What's going on, DJ Tanya?
What's up, Tanya?
Shout out, salute family.
See, look, that's why I just be picking up books and reading them hoes, bro. I don't even read out loud, bitch. I just be reading them myself. Fuck all that, bitch. There ain't no spelling bee. This ain't no competition. None of that. You feel me? Like I'm gonna let you believe what you want to believe.
Respect to see you. Happy
I'm
Friday.
just glad I'm just glad that I like simplicity. I like for things to make simple sense. I don't need to complicate. I don't like complicated
Always
stuff.
see you.
Smart, not hard.
Yeah.
I like the easy way to skin the cat, not the hard way.
Yeah, what I'm saying is I just like for it to be not complicated.
More easy, simple.
Yes, easy, simple. I don't like complicated.
Yeah, yeah, all that complicated
I don't
shit,
need to
man.
feel,
That
I
shit
don't
make a
need to
nigga
feel
brain
smart.
hurt.
I don't need to feel smart.
No,
You
I
know what I'm
don't.
saying?
That,
So
all that,
yeah.
all that egotistical bullshit.
Mm-mm. I don't need to feel that. I like, and that's why I believe the book that I believe, because everything is so simple. The problem that I think a lot of people have, and I'm just gonna be completely honest with you, is that you complicate things that don't need to be complicated. If it says thou shalt not steal, and you can't figure out what it's talking about, it just said it just like that. Don't steal. There's no, you don't need to translate it or make sense of it. And you don't need to complicate it. Well, is it necessarily stealing if I'm really hungry and I get something to eat? Is that really, yes, that's stealing. That's not surviving. That's stealing.
Right.
You had to steal to survive.
Right. Exactly. So that's not surviving.
Don't complicate it. Don't make it what it says. So if I'd have asked them, they'd have said no. How do you know you didn't ask? You stole it. It says thou shalt not kill. It didn't specify what not to kill. I don't even think you're supposed to kill an ant, a gnat, roach. I don't think you're supposed to kill none of that stuff because it says thou shalt not kill.
And we killed it all. Pesticide, ant spray, raid,
Man,
stopping mosquitoes.
I mean, we do it on a regular basis.
Right, because that's why Noah was saving all the animals. He was when the storm was coming. You know what I mean?
Right.
He wasn't unaliving them. He was grabbing them so they could produce. One man, one
Yep.
woman of each
Yep.
produce. That's what I'm saying. So when you get to a next place where there's no and everything is
And
clear.
the thing about Moses, everybody said, well, how did he catch them all? He didn't have to. God told him to go there. See, that's the thing with animals.
My bad. What did I say?
Animals, Yeah, animals are so faithful to what they're supposed to do. That's all they do. They don't do anything in vain. We do. We'll prove it to you.
It's true though. You ain't supposed to do it like this.
You're supposed to. You're supposed to have. You're supposed to be reproducing with your reproductive organs, but we've named them sex organs and we have fun with them. Right? They're really reproductive organs. We don't even teach our kids right anymore in school, and then we get mad at the education system, and you won't pull them out. But you won't teach them at home neither. You tell them the truth. It's not hard to tell a child, well, what's that? That's how you make kids. That's what that's for. That's all it's for. You don't tell them it feels good or it feels bad. You tell them exactly what it's for. They understand that. They're not stupid. Oh, I don't know how I'm gonna tell my child about sex. You shouldn't be. You should be telling your child about reproduction. You should never have a sex talk with your child unless you some kind of freak and they're gonna be prostitutes like you.
You said you can't educate them, right?
Educating them and erudition is two different things.
Yeah.
But wisdom says that's erudition. Wisdom says that's a reproductive organ. Education says that's a sex organ and you need rubbers and stuff, so you entice them to do it. Then when they come up pregnant, you're like, oh my God, what happened? You had a sex talk with them, stupid. You put it on their mind, dummy. Most behaviors, if not every behavior, are learned behaviors. Right?
Right. You're lying about that, though.
You have to learn how to get mad. You have to learn how to be sad.
Yeah, that's why they teach you when you're growing up. I'm sad. I'm mad.
Yeah.
It's real shit.
Because you don't know what it's called until they name it. You don't know what it's called until they name it. Why are you crying? I don't know.
I was in Dr.
But again, we don't talk practical. And we just don't talk anymore. That's why I say we hum and sing and act a goddamn fool. Ain't nobody learned nothing in church today. But had to act a goddamn fool. And everybody want to teach it. So now you got a whole bunch of people acting a goddamn fool. You wonder why you ain't saving nobody, why they ain't coming. You're doing everything in vain. That's why they leave the club at night and go right back to the club in the morning. They're comfortable there. You make it easy. Don't get me on my soapbox. I'm just saying. Because I'm real practical. Like I said, I can read for myself. I don't need nobody to read. I got great understanding. And that and none of it I asked for it. I had asked for that. I know I got great understanding because every time I ask simple questions, instead of a person answering the question, they go off on me and I'll be all kind of crackheads and bitch ass niggas and all kind of shit because you won't answer the damn question. And you know why you won't answer the question is because now I put you in a position of where you can't lie. You can't lie. Base questions and a lot of this stems from when children were young and they would ask questions and people couldn't explain it. Well, why this happened in the Bible and why this? You just do it. Just do it. No, that doesn't make any sense. But you can't explain it because you don't understand it either. You just saying what somebody told you.
Right. That's true because that's why you see a lot of Christians when they come over here and act like that because everybody reads the Bible in their country. They don't have go to church, rest, but you have to read the Bible. And every now and then, I don't know if they do it now, but every now and then,
The first verse in the Bible is one of the most important verses of the very Bible, of the Bible, of all of them, because all the other entities, they all have gods that die. All the other, everything that everybody's ever worshipped, they all die. They all have a time period. The creator can't have a time period. So how old is the earth? I don't know. When did the beginning start? And what did he make in the beginning? In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Well, we don't know how long that took. And then it says, and the earth was without void, was without form, and was void. What does that mean? That it was probably like water or air. It was just chilling, floating around. It didn't have any shape, and it had nobody here. So that's what void means. If something's void, it don't work. It's out of there. There was nobody here. So he formed it, right? So when you give it a form, and that means it has to have a shape. Because was is past tense.
Right.
It tells you specifically, then it tells you every day to God is like a day, every day to a day to God is like 1,000 years to man. That's the equivalency. That's the math. So on the first day that he did anything, how we know it didn't take 1,000 years? But then he rested for 1,000 years in the seventh day, right? And then when Adam and Eve ate, watch how this worked. When Adam and Eve did what they did, and he said, this day you'll surely die. Adam lived to be 960 years old, 930 to 960 years old. He didn't make the day. Because a day to God is like 1,000 years. So he did die in a day, didn't he? So in God's time, it's really simple. And the thing is, they passed up the tree of life to go to the tree of knowledge, because there were two trees. There was two trees. A lot of people don't mention that, but like I said, a lot of people can't read, they don't know, and they just hearing what somebody say to them, and then when they find out, when somebody challenges them on that, and that's faulty, and then when they get mad at God, now all of a sudden it didn't even say that, but you never knew what it said from the get-go. You never read it. Just being honest with you. Just being honest with you. But it's like I say, it's all messed up.
I thought I had my mic on mute. I'm talking to you. Yeah,
I figured that.
You're right about the tree. Right? You're right about that. A lot of people don't know. Like I couldn't remember. You know what I mean? The second one, but you're right about it. A lot of people don't know that. But they'll tell you every up and down everything what the Bible is and what to believe and how certain.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Like I said, once somebody's in folly one time, all that makes me do, when you're in folly one time, all that makes me do, let me make this very clear. All that makes me do is go and read for myself. I don't necessarily have to tell you in folly once you apologize. But if you're apologizing as a teacher and you've been to all these schools and got all these degrees, did you learn anything in school?
Right.
And I'm not talking about reading as far as sounding out the words. I'm talking about putting it into context. That's what I mean when I say a lot of people can't read. A
And
lot of
that's
people can sound out words, but they can't put it together. We had this thing back in the day where it was called reading comprehension. So
yeah.
you read something and see if it made sense. Well, what did it say that happened?
Yeah. That's why they said certain words don't make sense because we come from reading comprehension.
Right.
That come from that.
That's why I explain religion.
Hmm.
A lot of words we use now, we use them and they're really not like family. Nobody knows what family is. You think that's a relative. Chef is my family. You know why Chef is my family? And how I'm his family? Support.
Yeah.
Simple.
That's why I always say
He doesn't care. He doesn't. I don't care if it's one person or in here or 120 people in here. I'm not leaving.
yeah, we're still
I'm
supporting
gonna
it.
hang out as long as I can. When I turn on mine on TikTok and we listen to the basketball game, sometimes the counter stop and it just be me and Chef in there.
Hmm.
He not leaving. That's family.
Right. That's what you
The
call
Bible
it.
tell you. Let me tell you about your relative. If your relatives are supposed to be so dope and so close to you and so good to you, how come the Bible said a friend sticks closer than a brother does?
Hmm. It does. It does say that. That's why in the Bible it says my brother. It don't say my. It's my bad. It say my friend. In the Bible
Yep,
don't say my brother. My bad. It said my friend.
my friend.
My friend. My bad.
Your friend sticks closer to you than a brother would.
Yeah. My friend. That's why certain people don't call you brother. Like but certain people meet you, they'll be like brother, but real Muslim people be like my friend. Or like
Yeah.
they'll call you my some people are like it's true though. It's crazy.
Now, brother means we're relatives. I see why they use brother because it means relative. My friend is my family member. Your family member is the first time first family members was really the best servants. Did y'all know that? The best servants were family members. We saw that all through history. The best nanny, when they fell in love with the nanny, the whole family did. She became what, Chef? She's family.
Yeah.
Right or wrong?
You're right.
She's not related
Right.
because family members and people you're related to are two different things. You know a friend will stick closer to you than a brother. The first murder was between what? Two brothers.
Right.
A jealous brother and a brother that loved God. And the jealous brother was mad at the other brother, because he loved God.
Yeah,
He did what God said.
he thought God loved him more than his own
Yeah.
brother. Insane. Insane. So he wanted the love that he thought, you know what I mean? That he thought
Yeah.
that it's crazy shit.
You gotta think about it. He didn't know he killed him because it was the first murder. He probably thought, oh, he'll get up in a little while. He'll be all right. Because he had never seen nobody die before.
Yeah. You ain't never seen that before.
You never seen that before.
Yeah.
That's why he had to leave. Because he was going to have, I mean, I don't know how many kids Adam and Eve had. You got to think about it. They lived 930 years.
Yeah.
We think 100 years old is a long time now. No. But again, we're on a diet. You're not supposed to live over 75, 80 years old. They've got that on the diet. It's called a diet for a reason. It's not called to live it. They're not giving you anything natural. It's all German technology. They're pills and all that. And we rely heavily on the enemy is telling you, I don't give a damn about you, but take this because it'll make you feel better.
Yeah, like uh-huh.
Wait, what? But the Bible say my people perish from lack of knowledge. You know why? Because you don't know shit, and it's all here. And they know you don't know shit, and they know you too lazy to go try to find out shit because you don't give a damn about that. You give a damn about this stuff. That's why people like Sebi's dangerous. And that's why people like Sebi got in trouble when they took the money. Long as Sebi was helping people for free, he was protected. The moment he took the money, he stepped in their realm and was turned over. And then when he was sitting up there dying, what did he say? They set me up. Nigga, you didn't know that was coming. Nigga, you didn't know that was coming. I don't believe no quack doctor. Nah, for real. Don't put shit in a pill form and give it to me and tell me that you're helping me. You processed it. You already fucked me over.
That's why I don't. That's why when they're like, "Oh, take this from the store," like I'll never go in and take up a boiled egg. Like right. You ever take a boiled egg off the shelf and go home and eat it in a plastic?
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, that's terrible. Like, I don't know who's coming up with these ideas and these I don't know who. Honestly,
I'm just saying, I don't, hey man, I don't knock anybody's hustle, whatever they do. You dig where I'm coming from? Because there's a lot of quack doctors now. There's so many. There's 10 in every city. Everybody's got the remedy.
Right.
But I don't worry because I got Dr. Sebi's son. I got his phone number. If you this, like I said, I listened to the Carl Nelson show. He was on there. I got his phone number. Dr. Sebi, what he did is still moving around. They just not telling y'all. He's in LA. He live in Los Angeles. His son do. Now he does sell Dr. Sebi's stuff, but he sends it to you in a natural form.
Right.
If y'all think the movement stopped, that y'all just think the movement stopped. But if I'm gonna go to somebody to heal me, I'm gonna go to somebody that's been proven to heal. Dr. Sebi proved that he heals. He proved it. So how you know he proved it? Watch this. The way I know how he proved it is because he beat the city of New York with their patients. All the patients that was in court in New York that Sebi was used as witnesses, I think it was like 72 of them. All of them was the patients that came from the hospital that the doctors that was challenging them had worked on. Those were their patients. And they told their patients that there was no healing.
Right.
And he healed them. He won. If he didn't win, he would have went to jail.
Yeah. That guy died, didn't he?
Yeah, he got set up. He got a new wife. He took the money, started living good, and he died from the same thing he was curing.
Yeah.
Boy, let me tell you, if that ain't God mad at you, and he couldn't stop it. He couldn't stop it because they started it. He couldn't stop it. Let's say he died of pneumonia.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
After how he did.
I don't believe it. That's why I say I don't believe nothing hardly anybody say because I'm looking at your motive. I'm looking right at your motive and I watch patterns. And that's just the gift I got. And I know Chef is the same. You know how I know Chef the same way? Because he is Chef. And there's one thing you gotta have when you're cooking and you're preparing food for people, especially if you're in catering. You have to be able to look at the little things. You have to be able. Small detail matters the most to you.
Right.
Yeah, I can tell by that. Detail matters a lot to him. Detail also includes pattern. Like I told my daughter, the reason why her chicken come out the same way every single time because she does it the same way every single time. She been frying chicken and cooking full meals since she was like 10, 11 years old. But she hang around me. It's really easy. She don't have to be a chef. But they can't wait for the holidays. Brother on them, they can't wait for the holidays on Tatiana cooking. Ooh, Tatiana cooking, yeah. Well, she's only 15 years. Yeah, she does it.
Yeah, because because you got it like that, right? That's supposed to do though. And them type
Yeah.
of your kids are supposed to help out and do this stuff. Remember, my son. That's why I said, yeah. That's
Same with
the
his
stuff
son. Same with your son.
you gotta cook.
Chef's son, friend, he come out with his own sandwiches. He experimenting. My daughter won't go that far, but Chef's son experiment.
Yeah.
No, Dad, I was just thinking, if I was to move it like this, I would make it like this so they could carry it around. And that's on a whole nother level.
So crazy too.
Yeah.
My daughter, every now and then, all I gotta do is put the stuff out, and my daughter makes her own food too. Like,
Huh.
that's for her because my girl Ann said long time ago, that's for her. She gonna be the one to make her own stuff because she grew up into the stuff. Like, you know what I mean? She's always into the kitchen. So that's gonna be nothing for her to like get up and want to do something. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's true.
Right.
When a kid been around that, it's just like like LeBron James' son. He's been around him since he's been playing basketball. So they gonna pick up.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like that. But what you're doing though, at that age, I think 15 is a good age to let kids know like such and such. Because I think if a kid could drive at 16 years old, they should be able to cook for themselves too. Like real talk. If you could drive a car, you know what I mean, you should be able to cook something, make something, because then it gives a lot. You know, you learn driving is independency too, but that also is teaching yourself how to survive. Because
Right.
as an adult, we might like certain things, but they might not like it. Like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes they might eat like a lot of sweet, we might not. You know what I mean? So they might make something else down the line doing that, making something for themselves. They might see something that other kids their age are like, and they might try to make it. You see what I'm saying? So now, you know, they're onto something else. You know, but nowadays, a lot of that. That's why I say especially when I watch these cooking channels, that's what made my son start. I said, I was watching these shows, and they have the chef channel, right? You know what I mean? This was somewhere in the US. I forgot what I was watching because I watch a lot of cooking stuff. And none of those kids, my nigga, were black. You know, I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? None of those kids are black. The Chinese.
Yeah, because they don't. It's not cool to, like I said, you get Jones on and talked about if you do
Chinese,
actual smart stuff. And I wish I'd learned that back then, because I was like, man.
I said that's a lie. If you go to thing right now, there's a lot of like black kids up there. That's a lie. You guys don't have them, like, you know what I mean? But I'm like, all right, whatever. That's why I'm like, good. That's why we got to teach our kids to cook, because they watch TV shows like that. They'll get hooked on watching to the show instead of teaching themselves how to cook. You got to snap them out of it. Like, you know what I mean? You got to make them feel like, hey, you could do it too. You see what I'm saying? They're kids just like, don't use the color. Don't use the color of the kid's skin. Just say they're kids like you too. They're this age. You know what I mean? That's all you got to say. You know what I mean? You ain't got to be like, oh, he's a black kid, you're a white kid, you could do it. No, you could be like, oh, that kid is your age. Da. You see what I'm saying? You could be like him if you want. You could get it done too, just like that. You know what I mean? He's not older than you. You see what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you could do it at this age. That's how you got to tell a kid. You know what I mean? You got to motivate. That's how one thing I hear these police them keep talking about. As I see, they see that, like, especially with the young, as I said, the younger generation of white kids, man, especially in Canada, right? In crisis.
Mm-hmm.
When I said they're in crisis, they're like 12-year-olds. And you know, white people, one thing you don't like, especially the police, they hate when they got to go lock up a white kid that's coming, you know, homicide, or a 12-year-old. You see what I'm saying? Because they use, majority of them in their mind, when they sign up for the job, they're going to catch a lot of black kids doing certain things. You see what I'm saying? Right now, I hear them tell, oh, they got to be better role model at home. You know what I mean? All of that. They got to learn how to do this. I say, yeah, you know, you guys doing that. You know what I mean? Now you guys see what we was going through a while back. You know what I mean? But no one was telling our kids they need to do this. And you know what I'm saying? And all this type of stuff. Or they need to be better mentors. They need to be better influence in their life. You know, all that type of stuff. We need to set up a influence center for these kids. Yeah, because you guys have seen that white generation is acting more crazy than, you know what I mean? You guys are, it's sick. It's sickening out here, man. Let me tell you, bro. Crazy. Kids doing certain things, I think it's better like that. When you know, if you're a kid and you don't know what to do, none of that, you can't survive. Because I don't think people out here is teaching these kids how to survive without the internet. And that cooking is teaching, because if you teach a kid like 1-2 recipes and the kid loves it, or even 2 recipes or certain things, he does it, or she does it, it's gonna be good. Majority of them They have to be on the phone going step by step with the recipe. And I mean, that's good for now, but like, bro, like what Ray said, like I had to study my books. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like I had to be up late
in the books. That's
Yeah,
what I say. I had to get in the book.
I had to be in the books. That's
A
why
lot of the cooking I do. Yeah, a lot of the cooking I do not. Let me make this very clear. It do not come from me just making up stuff. A lot of it comes from the books.
has to be in the books.
What goes with what don't go with what. You know, it comes from the book. Um, what's terrible is people don't want to believe that. And my blessing was I didn't have to go to culinary school. I just had a chef that said, "You're the shit. Like you already got it, homie. You should have been in school." And I was like, "Oh, really?" He was like, "But I got the books. Come over here. I got you. I'm gonna teach you this. I'm gonna teach you this whole menu because one day I'm gonna be gone and this business gotta go. It got to last." And he trusts you. Like I say, the last week of that business that I was working in where it was like that chef, he came to me and he was like, "Hey man, I just need to know how can I make my." I was like, "Bill, it's too late. You should have been doing this from the get-go. You know, it's too late, bro."
Mm. Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it's too late. I can't help you at this point. It's too late.
Yeah, certain things.
Certain things just be too late. You wait too long.
Can't wait too long,
You can't wait till you got 1 month due on your that you can't, or you 1 month out of getting put out the building before you say, "Okay, what do I need to do?" No, you should have came to me way before that. I got every kitchen I run makes some money, and once I leave, it don't. That's all I got.
So the new virus, right? They said it come from rodent problem, right? Like rat shit and all that type of stuff. So I'm saying like
that's what they say on the votes.
Yeah,
like I said, I believe that's I'm with AZ.
I believe that's and I believe that's an aim at small businesses too. Think about it. Small business, a lot of, if you like, trust me, if you've been through a lot of that, as I said, I had my shit right, and trust me, like I can't lie. Between my business and the guy business next door, that's the next reason I had to move, because the place was just like big rats running across the street. Like when I say big ass rats, so what they're doing right now is they're gonna do is like they're gonna shut down a lot of small business with this virus here, because a lot of business, like especially food, if they don't got mice, they got some big ass rats. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
What they're gonna do, if they find mice, they're probably gonna give you like a warning and give you some type of ticket to get, you know what I mean? Because that's a major problem in the industry. Trust me, your favorite restaurants, your best restaurants, you'd be surprised what's in the back of the restaurant, or what's not in the, or what's outside, what's trying to get inside. That's why when you have a food inspector, they'll tell you like, yo, make sure everything is meshed up. Make sure you got an extra door. Make sure you got a steel door. Because when you have a wooden door, a rat could chew their way in. You see what I'm saying? You have a steel door and bricks. They can't do that, especially them big ass ones. So that right there, I'm like, damn, this is like COVID again. They're going to aim at small businesses. Like, you know what I mean? They coming at, you know what I mean? The first hit they coming at is small business, because we all know. You know what I mean? Everybody know. You know what I mean? That's why I see a lot of if you see a lot of new restaurants coming around right now, it's because of that reason, because they know there's rumors about other restaurants that have rodent problems. And that's crazy. That's crazy.
They're about to shut this country down because they're about to make a major move in this side of the hemisphere. And a lot of it got to do with moving people around and making sure certain things are done. Mm-hmm. Eradicating certain things. There's a transition period, and I hate to be, I'm just gonna be completely honest. Look, you're either gonna be worth it or you're not.
Right.
And I hate to be like this. If you're a parent, what they feel like a parasite. If you're a parasite, you can go and cancel Christmas, man. You on your way. And when I say parasite, I mean you're not productive. You get something from government. You benefit.
It's all about the
In order,
money.
they gonna make it to where you're gonna have to go to certain spots in order to get your benefits now. So you ain't gonna be able to hang out in the general public with us if you want them benefits. Oh, they finna do it big because y'all stupid. Oh, they finna do it big and y'all gonna vote for it. They already know that. Because it don't matter which candidate it is, that's the one they got. That's the reason they got them up there, so that you can vote for either way it go. And Bill Clinton pretty much solidified that, didn't he, Chef? When he
Yeah.
said, when he told Donald Trump to run as a Republican, he solidified that the two top people they the same. That's why he told Donald Trump to be a Republican right before he ran against his own wife.
That's
Why would he
insane.
tell him that? Because they the same. Oh man, we know you gonna be president. We had this plan a long time ago. But don't run over here. Run over there. Mess that party up
Yeah.
so that they'll never get no votes. So now that they'll just vote for us, and we'll just do them like Barack Obama doing. We'll start giving them the necessities and making them pay for it, and telling them that if they don't pay for their necessities, well then when they get the income tax, we ain't gonna give that to them neither. We gonna charge them. And now Don Cordon removed all the courts. So now there is no cap on your insurance or your health insurance, and the reason why all this happened was because Barack Obama and Obamacare. Obamacare and this new plan that Trump got, it's the same exact dang old thing. White folks just didn't like it because it was called Obamacare.
Yeah. That's it.
Because they're stupid. It's the same thing.
Yeah. It's
How you don't like ice cream, but you like ice cream?
yeah. That make no sense.
Because you're stupid. Oh, shoot, Chef. Detroit ain't going down without a fight. It's 25-25.
I told you they're trying to make a game 7 for Sunday because they already on my end they already have a Sunday a game 7 set up for 3:30. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's already set up for that. Bro. For all the people I'm not bet tonight and think, oh, Detroit, Cleveland's gonna win like me and you. I think they set us up.
I think
So
let's see. It's
Yeah.
25-25 with 14 seconds left.
I don't think they set up.
But yeah, I'm just saying, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. When they know you stupid, they know exactly what you are. Stupid.
You're not lying though. You know exactly how to deal with you.
And the smart ones, they're highly intimidated by smart people. Highly intimidated by smart people. They're just intimidated because everything ain't gonna flop. I ain't gonna believe everything you say. That's stupid. Especially when I pay attention to detail. Like I said, you like ice cream, but you don't like ice cream. Which one is it?
Yeah, that makes
you like ice cream if some white hands is giving it to you, but if black hands giving it to you, it's not that good. What? What if you was blind? Would you still like ice cream?
I don't understand that either.
Yeah. Because that's what I'm telling you, that's what our nation state is built on is competition, is race. That nobody wants to. That's why I say we don't even know the definitions of words no more. The moment we thought race meant different color person, the moment we lost our minds in this country. And how long has race been? What's it? 500 years that we've been race. Before that, all the years before that, a race was a competition. And then they'll say, no, the meaning changed. Race now means a different kind of people. Yeah, because y'all all competing to be the best person. That's why you got white supremacy in the first place.
Yeah.
If they weren't better than you, how they supreme? And why do you acknowledge it if they ain't better than you?
Yeah, everybody come up with something because the other race is because
Right.
I just think the majority of them like they build that shit
White
because
power, white supremacy, all those are contentious terms. All those terms are they're means you're in a battle with somebody. Why do I need black power unless I don't have any power? Why do I need to tell you I'm supreme unless I'm not supreme? If a person has to tell you who they are, they probably aren't. You ain't never seen a gangster walk up and say, I'm a gangster. No. You'll know. Fuck up. I'm just saying. You'll know. But like I say, we don't. I don't think we even care anymore. I just think that it's so much more convenient not to care nowadays. So we don't. That's just me. It's so convenient to let just people just do whatever they want to do with no correction. And, you know, freedom of speech. Do what you want to do. Live how you want to live. I remember my daughter said, Daddy, YOLO. And I said, no, baby, don't say that. She said, why? I said, because you don't only live once, you live every day. You only die once.
Yeah. That's why you gotta, do what you got, do what you can while you're still healthy and
right. And you do what you can while you're still here, and make sure you show people that you say you give a damn about. Make sure you show them that you give a damn about them while they're here. Don't be crying over a motherfucker that you fucked over your whole life when they gone, about how close y'all was.
Yeah.
You crying because you can't use a motherfucker no more. You not crying because you love the motherfucker. Because if you loved them, you would be. I ain't gonna say you wouldn't be crying, but I would say this: you would be content with them leaving because you did all that you could do. Anybody scared to die or scared for anybody else to die, they know they ain't living right. Anybody living right ain't scared to die. Because fearing death is the inevitable. That's stupid. That's like fearing going to sleep. Or fearing peeing. Or fearing breathing. It's gonna happen. You just don't get to choose when it happens. But you can put yourself in predicaments to make sure you get out of here fast. You got them choices. Like Riaz said, God judged the heart. He don't judge so much as things you do. He judged the heart. What's in your heart? Who are you really? That's what's in your heart.
That's how I don't get why these people are running around doing all this crazy stuff behind his name,
because that's not the God they serve. They tell you who the God they serve. The God they serve is not the creator. But he is the God of this world. And again, pastors don't want to say that we don't have dominion over this earth. This earth is being ran by a satanic demon cult. It always has been. And if it hasn't, how come when the Savior was here, how come the devil himself told the Savior that if you just bow down and worship me, I'll give you all this? How he gonna give you something don't belong to him?
Right. I don't make no sense.
Okay. So when I say God is not here and we're disconnected, and the only way to God is through his son, don't tell me God is on this earth.
What are you talking about?
Well, you can if you want to. You can if you want to. But if he was here, he wouldn't need it. His son is in vain. If we could if we can get to God ourselves, if we wasn't disconnected, we wouldn't need a savior. Because Moses didn't need no savior. David didn't need no savior. Solomon didn't need no savior. Elijah didn't need no savior. What's the other one that didn't die? He didn't need Enoch didn't need no savior. Because there was a connection. We don't have that connection. He sent his son. Now you have to do is believe, but we can't even do that. We can't do that. Because the evidence you want to appear don't appear. And usually the evidence you want is some stuff. But let me tell you about a person that truly wants you to, that love you, truly wants you to love them. The last thing they're going to do is give you some stuff. Because they ain't into buying your love. Because you don't love them anyway, you love that stuff. And they'll never get their point across as long as they keep giving you stuff. You'll never love them, appreciate them, or anything. You'll always appreciate stuff. Reed. I thought you were going to shoot the 3. Detroit in there handling them boys now. Detroit ain't playing with them, Chef. It's 33-25.
My bad, man.
Nah, you good.
But what's the score on the game you said?
33-25.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who's winning?
Detroit. Look like they're finna go up by 10.
Yeah. So how much they winning by?
8. Yeah, they up by 10 now. 35-25. $35-25. Let me see the lineups. Donovan Mitchell got 7.
I'm trying to find the game.
Donovan Mitchell got 7.
7? Oh,
Uh-huh.
Oh, they're messing with the bets, right? You can't make this up. They're messing with the bets.
And Kate Cunningham got 7 over there.
They're making this up.
Harden got 7.
They're trying to fucking thing the bets. They're trying to make sure the bet. I don't know what they're doing, but they're doing something that they playing with the bets.
Yeah, they doing something they ain't got no business. You sure right about that?
Because it don't make no sense. Tell me that because y'all they say it look at what we gonna make. So what we gonna do? Make Detroit go to all game 7s and make them come back in every team, and then go up against New York and lose. People are really trying. I'm telling you.
Just doing my block fest on Facebook. I hate when they tag me in a whole bunch of games and stuff.
What do you say? Be doing? What they be doing on Facebook? You said?
Just
You said something?
random people, like random people will comment everyone, and for some odd reason, I always get tagged in everyone, and I ain't even these people friends. So I'm blocking that because they give me all day. They just find a way to turn that little bell on to give you a message. I thought my Facebook was exclusive just to certain people, but I just found out people do everything to bust in your Facebook because they just got to see what you saying.
Yeah.
That's how I know I'm shit. That's
People
how I
are
know I'm.
nosy. People are nosy, yo. People are
Yeah, because
nosy. When it comes to Facebook,
when I don't mess
people are
with you, I
nosy.
don't care what you doing. I don't care about your posts. I could be your friend and just keep on scrolling because I know it don't make no sense. And
When it comes to Facebook, people are very nosy. I don't know why. Nosy as hell.
yeah, nah. Uh-oh, Texas unexecuted a nigga today.
Yeah. But
Yep,
they do that penalty over there. Do they do a lot? Of
yeah. It's funny. It's funny being it's funny being seeing that Brohamsky.
hmm
Um a Christian nation with capital punishment. When they killed when Jesus Christ was killed, that's how they killed Jesus Christ. That's how they killed your savior. So you're gonna do the same thing? Wow.
That's insane. That's insane. I didn't know that was a Christian state, and they do that penalty over there like that.
Yeah, yeah. Especially down south, they gonna hurry up and do the death penalty. They love the death penalty around here. But it's awkward though, ain't it, to have a Christian
Yeah,
nation that
I never understand that.
has a death penalty? Nah, nobody understands because we ain't a Christian nation. That's what I say. A lot of people, man, man. I think it's sickening.
I
I
never.
think it's. I'm just like I say. I'm glad I was shielded from a whole lot of stuff. That's how I know that something was watching over me because, like I say, I was gonna go in the military. No, something always happened. And then when my dad got real mad at me for going in the military, and he sounded like Ali when he talked, when he was talking bad to me about the military. So I ain't never tried to get back in the military. But if I go in a panel on with a whole bunch of old people and I say what Ali said, they all get mad at me because they all military.
Right.
But if Muhammad Ali say it, they understand. See where I'm coming from with that shit? That ain't
Yeah.
racist. That's stupidism. Either you like ice cream or you don't. But you don't get to choose where the ice cream comes from. You like it or you don't. So, and that's why I have to bring up certain things, and that's what I do with my political people on TikTok. I just, whenever they think I'm lying, I just say, okay, well, who is this? Who is Michael Aquino?
Right.
Oh, he set up your military and your political realm. He set all this up, and he's a vowed Satanist. He made the temple a set, and you really think that you serving God in any aspect in this country? Man, you better get a grip. You serving the devil. You better get a grip and denounce this and get up out of her. And don't worry, God got 3 different kind of people that he gonna cater to. The faithful, the called, and the chosen. The chosen ain't faithful and they ain't called. The called ain't chosen and they ain't faithful. The faithful ain't called and they ain't chosen. 3 them people. 3 kinds of people.
Shit's crazy.
Like I say, when you don't know how to read, you'll buy anything. That's why I don't. Breaking bread means something to me. I know it do because that's what Jesus did right before he told everybody about themselves. Didn't he? Wasn't he eating with them?
Yeah.
Then he said, I'm gonna break this bread and this represents my body. We're gonna drink this wine and it represents my blood. He didn't pour out his blood. Man, yeah, that's why I say when people can't read. And he was eating with them. That's why it means something. So I'm not breaking bread with you if you full of shit. I don't want to eat with you. You ain't putting me in that. We ain't under the same. We ain't under the same. When you praying over your food, I don't know who you praying to.
Yeah, because not every God is the same God.
Yeah.
You can't pray over much.
There's one creator with natural order, and then everything else is a God. The creator can't be a God. Gods are limited. And all gods die. And it said that specifically in the Bible. You can be a God if you want to, but you'll die like gods do. All gods die. They've been dying and coming alive on December 25th since the beginning of time.
Right.
If it tells you that the new year, if the Bible specifically describes the new year as being when things start to grow after the freeze, if the Bible specifically says that, that means that the new year can't be January 1st. It got to be April 1st. But that's why they call it April Fools, because y'all stupid. And we're under Gregorian calendar ran by a banking system. The whole world. Unless you in one of them villages or something, you don't mess with the world like that. And them probably the safest places. Like I say, until we know, I don't know, things are so simple, they make perfect sense. 41-30, 8:04 left in the second quarter. Detroit's outscored them 27-25. Now they outscoring them 14-5. And I don't know when Chef. I think Chef probably gonna end this in a minute, about 2 minutes probably. But me and Chef be on TikTok here.
Got a game set up, right?
Yeah, we'll be over there after halftime for this game. And yeah, I got it set up for after halftime, and then this game we're gonna do, and all of San Antonio and was it Minnesota?
Yeah. It's where you doing? That's the game. Is that the one you're doing? The Minnesota and San Antonio one?
Yeah, I'm gonna do this one too after halftime.
Okay. What time is halftime?
Halftime ought to be about, I don't know, what time is it? It probably ought to be about 7:15 to 7:30 because it's 8 minutes left. It's only 7 o'clock. So I think I'm gonna fire about between 7:15 and 7:30. I'm just gonna go in here and make me something to eat, give me something to drink, and make sure I'm all rolled up. And then yeah,
Gotta get myself up. I gotta get myself a Mexican and all that. Myself situated too. I know this. This game gonna be a good game tonight. What do you call it?
right.
This thing game there.
Yep. Let's see if San Antonio can hold on and take them out, just like we thought Cleveland was gonna. That's why I'm doing the end of this game because we thought Cleveland was gonna take them out. I gotta show faith.
Yeah.
I gotta go show Cleveland. I'm riding with you still. Let's see if you can do it. They ain't down by. They're only down by 10. It's 7:46 left. Donovan Mitchell got 11. Harden got 7. But yeah, bro, I'll see you over there.
Alrighty, Rice. Alrighty, chat. Happy Friday. We'll see you on the next one. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Jeff TMGZ. I'm out. Have a wonderful weekend.